Hi everyone, good day. Today we have a topic to discuss about, and by my right I have,
As a what Shema.
my left I have.
I think it's right.
Okay, Chema, I want to ask you, what do you understand by language endangerment in our country?
Okay, to my understanding, language endangerment can be defined as those factors that negatively affect our language, those things that makes our language go into extinction.
Okay, Adiki Divine, do you agree to what Chema says, or do you have any other things to contribute to your own understanding?
What Shamari said everything because that's what I still understand by language endangerment. That's the things that makes our language to fade away. So that I think what she said is the right thing.
Okay, I believe we have factors that causes this language endangerment, and I want you to share with us, Chema.
Okay, number one, we have lack of personal interest. This is whereby an individual does not have the interest or is not willing to learn his or her language. Basically, because of so many other factors, maybe because the person feels that his or her language is not good compared to the other person's language. So the person doesn't want to speak his language so that people will not laugh or make mockery or jest of his language.
Okay, Divine, do you have any other factors that you can contribute to what she said?
I think self-discrimination is one of the factors that affects that makes our language go into extinction. Because if you have like most of us we want to speak the language but we are scared of what other people will say. Or maybe we are scared of having that mother tongue. That's one of the things that make people scared of speaking languages. Because we are scared that what if we want to learn how to speak English in school now? We start calling words
Yeah, the
differently. You
accent
understand?
will be
Yeah. So
noticeable.
most of us are scared of speaking our languages, like we are because of what our peer groups are going to say and what others are going to say about us. And that's what brings us to self discrimination.
Okay, Shama, I want you to give us another factors that endanger self-discrimination.
Okay, we also have lack of language in our school curriculum,
Okay.
meaning when the government or a school lacks to add language as a subject in our school curriculum. You know, nowadays now children learn faster when they are small because that small age is the time for their foundation. So whereby they did not add language as a subject in that school, it makes
Making it
those children making it
compulsory.
compulsory as a subject. It makes the children not to learn their language.
Okay, I have a question based on what you said.
Okay.
For example, if you are from the Igbo and you grew up in Yoruba,
Okay.
are the Yoruba supposed to make the Igbo language compulsory in their school curriculum?
No, I think this is what is going to happen. The cultures we have, because it's not just one person in the school. We should, let's say for instance, there are over like 100 students in that school. So if whereby these people are from Yoruba, just like you can say this Yoruba people, this is their class, and you have a teacher on Yoruba that teach these people Yoruba. The people from
Yes.
Igbo, this is the Igbo subject for people from Igbo. The people from Ijo, this is an Ijo subject for people from Ijo. Something
So in
like that.
that case, you are saying that if they have about 20 people speaking different languages in a
Okay.
particular school,
Yes.
that they should introduce their languages. Is that what
Yes,
you're
they should
saying?
introduce those languages to those courses. Yes, it will be very
Okay, Divine,
important.
one more point from you from the factors that endangers our language.
I think lack of parental responsibilities is one of the major factors that endanger our language. Because if our parents does not take up that responsibility to teach their children how to speak their language, I don't think there's any other person that will teach. If the parents are nonchalant about teaching their children how to speak languages, then I don't think there's anywhere that child will be able to learn language. Because most of us we did not grow up
In
where we
our
were, yes, we did
villages,
not grow up in our
yes.
hometown. So maybe we were born in, maybe you are an Igbo, you are a native of Igbo, and now you were born in Bayelsa and you were brought up in Bayelsa. You will hardly see people around you that speak Igbo. Only your
Yes.
parents have that responsibility to teach you how to speak your language. So I think if our parents does not take up that responsibility, then our language will go into extinction.
Okay, that was a nice point from you, but I want to ask you a question. Okay, what if, for instance, maybe I'm a mother and I don't know how to speak my language. How do I teach my children? What should I do in that case?
That's where availability of materials comes in, because if we have materials or documentations like books of our languages, you can use that language, or you can employ a tutor of that language to teach you and the child. Because if you don't have the language with you, there's no way you can pass it to your child, and there's no way your child can pass it to the other generation. And if our languages end in our generation, that means our languages have fade away and it has gone into extinction. So I think that is